High frequencies, everyone. I'm going to share some things that have been given to me that are getting ready to play themselves out in this reality. And I'm also going to share my dream that was formulated to confirm what is getting ready to play out in this reality. I wouldn't even say getting ready to. What is playing out right now in this reality? We are in the last trimester. And when I say trimester, as I go into what was shown to me, you'll understand better when I say last trimester of a pregnancy. So I'm also sharing clips of Bobby Hemmett. I'm also going to share clips of Seven Bomar. Both of them are speaking on the ancestors. And so within the last year or maybe more, you all probably have been receiving more contact from ancestors, those who have transitioned on into the hereafter or to the spirit realm or to the underworld or wherever you want to call it. They're on the other side of this reality. Still in a living state, but not in a physical matter state. And you may have been receiving contact. I know I've been receiving contact from ancestors for a while now. That's why I said we're in the last trimester. Ever since I was about 10 years old, so over 30 something years. And now it is coming to a head. That's why if you're not understanding of Halloween, I suggest you don't participate in the festivities. And that's a whole nother topic. But going into the dream state, and what I want to kind of explain to you, if you all have seen the What If series by Marvel. And in one of the series by Marvel, there is Doctor Strange. And it was like, what if Doctor Strange lost his heart instead of his hands? And in that series, he is, if you haven't seen it, sorry, spoiler alert, he is going back and back and back into time. He's manipulating time in order to go back to save Christine, because in this timeline, Christine actually, in the car crash that initially messed up his hands for surgery, Christine dies. And so Christine is his love. And so he is torn where he wants to figure out how to bring Christine back. But in the middle of doing all that, of course, the head teacher, master, I can't remember her name, she splits him, and there's a good side and a dark side. There's a duality. But anyway, he's working to bring Christine back, which is leading me to my dream. So in my dream last night, and I, before I went to sleep, I had some things going on where some information was shared with me from somebody else of some things that she is going through. And, as empaths and as light workers, will, constantly take someone else's information and work on it because they're not at a conscious level to actually heal and fix themselves. And then I reverted back to thinking about my ex that transitioned in 2015, a day before his birthday. And when I went to sleep, in the dream realm, it's like he came to me. Now, he comes to me often, but he always comes to me as light, like a light being or energy. I haven't seen him as in a physical form since he first transitioned. And in this dream, it was like I was sitting in a chair, and it was like his arm, it may have been from his elbow down to his hand, all the way, this whole part here, was caressing my thigh. And of course, in dreams, that energy or that, essence of a person. And then there was this overwhelming feeling that came over me in the dream, to work to bring him back, to this reality, which that coincides with what I'm saying with Doctor Strange and that dream and that what if.
Also into these particular realms. What is happening here is, one of these days of the dead, people going to show up and ain't going to leave. Or people going to disappear.
World of the living to the world of the hereafter, which we need to stop calling the realm of the dead. And when that rainbow bridge is broken, now there's no connection between those two worlds. And that's also in the Norse mythology.
So in that What If series, of course, Doctor Strange is, working to bring Christine back. And that energy of that came over me in the dream state when he touched me, of bringing him back into this reality. And so the clips that have been shared, both of those researchers, philosopher, metaphysicist, whatever you want to call them, Bobby Hemmett and Seven Beaumont, they both talk about the ancestors. Even the dream where I told you all I was folding the pink gloves and my great aunt came to me and she's never come to me. My mother has been consistent in the dream state. I have been receiving contact. I received contact from my uncle who transitioned in 2008. He came to me. I also receive I've been receiving consistently a lot of my ancestors in my bloodline who have transitioned that come to me. And now, as it is explained in those snippets that I've shared about the ancestors and the Rainbow Bridge and the breaking of them coming back, and then the veil, actually these portals being broken, where, some may be calling it, zombies, but actually it's like this has been broken. Like Bobby Hemmett talks about, Ishtar is breaking down. She's like, I break down this door of the underworld. And this is making it a safe space for both realities to come into existence and to collide. So going back into the dream state, I woke up from that, go back to sleep. So when I go back to sleep, I'm interacting. I'm interacting with my mom, my dad, and then my son's father, and also it was like either my husband or a partner. He was really close to me. So we're going through issues where I was looking for my son. I was calling his father. He was like, I don't know where he is. He was like, what are you doing? What are you watching on TV? And he was just making light of it. And I'm like, it's not funny because it's like 2 o'clock something in the morning. It's almost 3 a.m. I need to know where he is. And last he was with you and he was supposed to come home. Anyway, long story short, the dream transitions to my partner actually turned into a pregnant woman that's getting ready to give birth. And she explains to me, she was like, I've been talking and dealing with a lot of people. I'm ready to take all of this off and let my belly out and give birth. Like, she's tired of being constrained. She's tired of having things hold her belly down. She said, I'm in my last trimester. She said, and I'm about to give birth and I don't need to be confined. Right? So I remember that specifically. And I was like, okay. I was like, take off the pantyhose. I said, I've been told you take these off and allow me to massage your feet to help you give birth. I said, do you have your bag packed? She was like, yes, I got my bag. I said, you got clothes for the next day? She was like, yes. I was like, okay, good. So then it's like she sits on the bed and she props herself up. And it's like, at that very moment, that's when my mind was like, it was an egg. My egg was inside of her. And she was the one who was carrying the baby to give birth into the reality. I don't know. It's very weird, right? So I haven't really sat with it. But one of the things that came to me as soon as I woke up, I listened to the video on The Ancestors by Seven Beaumont, and then the Angels and the Ancestor video with Bobby Hemmett just came through. And so yes, I am feeling that we are in the last trimester, that we are opening up this rainbow bridge is opening up, and it's getting ready to be broken, where we're ushering in, the energy of the ancestors. So it's very important that we have done the work to connect with our ancestors. And if you haven't, be very careful of celebrating Halloween and ushering in this energy that you aren't aware of, right? Our frequencies.